So this monstrosity was put out by the White House on the 8th. Maybe somebody can explain this to me. You know, the Catholic Church forever has chiseled all of their, 100 feet high monuments to Mother Mary. Charlie Kirk ran around and said that women should take a lesson from Mary. Presidents capitulate to their Catholic constituents rather than capitulate to God. But so I'm just confused. The Catholic Church has all these monuments of Mary everywhere. They venerate her, which is, it's idolizing. It's the same thing. Yet they don't let women be leaders in the church. Riddle me that. Riddle me this, Turning Point. Riddle me this, Mr. Trump. Riddle me this, Mark Driscoll. Riddle me this, Doug Wilson. What if God came to your wife and said, I'm going to need to use your wife because I'm going to bring greatness into the world? Well, you would say, wait a minute, no, they submit to me, God. They don't submit to you. Right? Because that's what Turning Point ran around. That's what Charlie Kirk ran around and told everybody. Submit to your husband. The woman submits to man. But Mary was an example. She submitted to God. God could have used someone else. He wouldn't have made her do it. But she submitted. Had she submitted to Joseph, who she was engaged to, and Joseph had the mindset of Turning Point or Charlie Kirk or Doug Wilson or Mark Driscoll, any of these losers, okay? If she would have, if Joseph would have been like any of them, and of course he wasn't, then he would have been like, no, God, no, we're not doing this. She submits to me, not to you. Explain it to me like I'm a kindergartner, please. I'm so sick of the hypocrisy. I'm so sick of it. Like, all these nuns then too. Like, what is wrong with any of you? First of all, I've never met a nice nun. I haven't. I'm sure there's some. But your inspiration comes from Mary. Why doesn't your inspiration, White House, why doesn't your inspiration, any of you, come from God? I don't get it. I don't understand what is so hard about that. Why it is your inspiration can't come from God. But no, White House too busy in their black tie events, giving out all their little awards to everybody. Got the Vatican there in their big old dress and costumes, running around the world, blessing monuments as if God gave them any authority to do anything. And none of them, take any inspiration from God. God didn't have to use Mary. If Mary would have said no, he would have found another virgin. It was Joseph that was from the line of David. He would have found someone else. She was not the mother of God. God made it clear that Jesus was the Son of God. So when you say she's the mother of God, you're placing her higher. But I think that's what they wanted to do. It's the deception of the ages, really. Because while you're doing your rosary and your Hail Mary, and Jesus never said to do any of that. Did Gabriel announce himself? Yes, to Mary as she was favored. But see, man wants to favor itself. But Mary didn't do that. Mary was a servant. She said that. Maybe the men should take that lesson, huh? Maybe the Catholic Church should, repent, although I doubt that will ever happen, and admit the error of their ways, that you are a walking example of hypocrisy, that you won't let women lead, yet you will idolize Mary everywhere. She was a surrogate. Jesus was not biologically related to Joseph or Mary. He couldn't have been, because God will not attach to wickedness. And everybody, every human being except Jesus, is born, were born with inherited sin. So that's why she was a surrogate. But she willingly did God's will. And I'm just wondering why other people don't do that. I'm just wondering why it is so hard. Like you people at the White House, you talk Jesus and God with your lips every now and then, but then put on your big black ties and have your big events, okay? And give all your little awards away, okay? And what, you think you're doing God's will? I mean, God's will is about doing the right thing. Did you think that this monstrosity was doing the right thing? Catholic Church doesn't do the right thing. I mean, doing any of this, highlighting that at all, is ridiculous. It's an insult to God. It's an insult. You have a systemic, historical child molestation problem in their church from the beginning. Not getting any of it right. And all the world just mindlessly goes by and let's bow down to Mary, even though Jesus said not to. It's just sad to me. It's just sad. Just sad, because these people, they put on their black ties and their fancy suits and their fancy dresses, and their wives and their husbands all there in Washington think that they're oh so special and run around and talk about how you believe in God. Yeah, you speak it with your lips, that's it. But not able to do the right thing. Because it's man serving man. It's this whole monstrosity here is all about how, during the war, people were inspired by Mary. And okay, why weren't they inspired by God? But I mean, what is wrong with that? Really, what is wrong with being inspired by God? You just didn't want to be. Because if you're inspired by God, you do God's will. And in doing God's will, you do the right thing. So of course, the whole world would rather honor Mary, even though Mary didn't even see herself with this honor, nor did Jesus want it. But whether it's the Vatican, or it's the White House, or it's the school system, or it's the universities, it's all just man wanting to be inspired by men instead of being inspired by God.